Hi guys, it's Miss Lisa and I'm out on the porch for a Monday afternoon porch time story time. I was not planning on reading this book to you today, but it finally arrived in the mail. My copy has long gone, so I had to get a new one. This is one of my most favorite books from when I was a little kid and for when I am working with children. It's called Caps for Sale, and it is by a woman named Esfer Slobodkina. Esfer. Caps for sale. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on the top of his head. First he had on his own checkered cap. Let me make sure my volume's up. His own checkered cap. Then he had the gray caps. Then he had the brown caps. Then he had the blue caps. And on the very, very top were the red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight and tall so as to not upset any of the caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he could not sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted a cap that morning. Nobody even wanted a red cap. He began to feel hungry, but he did not have any money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, so as to not upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree, so as not to disturb the caps that were up on his head. Then he put his hand up to feel if they were straight. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and then the red caps. He was feeling them to make sure that they were still there. The red caps were on the very top, and they were all there, so he went to sleep, and he fell asleep for a very long time. When he woke up, he was very refreshed. He was very rested. Did you notice? But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place, and all he felt was his own checkered cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. And then he looked up in the tree, and what do you think he saw? This is the best page. On every branch there sat a monkey, and on every monkey there was a cap. A brown cap, a checkered cap, a blue cap, or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys, and the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. So finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you, give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tss, tss, 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 tss." This made the peddler quite angry, so he shook both hands at him and said, "You monkeys, you, give me back my caps." And you know what the monkeys did? The monkeys only shook their hands back at the peddler, saying, "Tss, tss, 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 tss." Well, now he felt quite angry, so he stomped his foot. And he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." And the monkeys only stamped their feet and looked at him and said, "He is not getting his caps back." By this time, the peddler was very, very angry, so he stamped both of his feet. You're going to have to do this. You're probably not hearing me. I'm doing it on the porch. Both of his feet, and he said, "You monkeys, you, give me back my caps." And the monkeys only looked at him and stomped his feet and said, but he still did not get his caps back. At last, he became so very angry that he pulled off his own cap and he threw it on the ground and he began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up all of his caps, and he put them back on his head. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and then the red caps on the very, very top. And he walked very slowly back to town, saying, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. I hope you enjoyed that. Porch time, story time. I'll be back for one more in a little bit. Have a good day. Bye-bye.